This call will be recorded.
What's the vibes, nigga?
Shit, man, out here in it, man. What's up? What's the word?
Ain't shit, man. You see this shit going on with Remy and Pav and shit, B?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell
Hey,
yeah, I seen that shit. They on that motherfucker tweaking.
hey, what's your thoughts on that shit though? Like, I mean, like with everything going on and shit with that shit.
Man, they ass tweaking, man, for real. I
Yeah.
think,
She saying like she crashed out because of the it was an interview that the boxing chick did. I think her name Clarissa or something like that.
yeah.
She she did the Breakfast Club, and to me, she seemed like she didn't really come at Remy like that and shit. She
Yeah,
like
but
they,
I think I seen she talking about, oh, we could address the elephant in the room and shit, that shit.
yeah, yeah,
She
B.
talking about the elephant in the room and shit.
A B, you think she crossed the line when she mentioned the elephant, B?
She said the elephant. Hey, but Remy Ma like ain't no elephant in that little ass apartment and shit. She came at her ass though, like you feel me? She came at her though.
I didn't even
She
peep
can't.
that. She said that
Yeah,
shit.
she like ain't no elephant in that Remy little ass apartment. But check this out though. Like what you think? What my these are my thoughts on this shit, right?
Yeah,
Like I was telling you before, bro. I feel like they wasn't a good match anyway. You understand what I'm saying?
like why you felt like that and shit.
I feel like they won a good match because as I'm listening to Remy, I'm listening to Pap and shit. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm
Yeah.
I'm seeing the differences and they character and shit. And I'm seeing like,
But opposites do attract though. You understand what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, I understand that.
he's still a
I
street nigga.
understand.
He's still a street nigga and shit, but he had morals, you know what I mean? The nigga was, you know what I mean, like into that god body shit, I wanna say. You know what I mean? Like
Y-
the build and
Yeah,
destroy type shit.
yeah,
He stood 10 toes with Shorty. You know what I mean? She did say that the nigga was fucking his BM and shit while she was away and shit, but I think the BM, I mean, I don't know. I kind of look at that a little different. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's just like, you shouldn't have been up in there anyway for that bullshit you did and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
And
But she said she wasn't even tripping on the fact that a motherfucker was fucking on her while she was locked up, because that's how the gang go.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So then why
Tripping
you
on
come
that.
out? So why you come out, nigga, and nigga, you start first you cheated. He said she cheated with a dyke bitch that she was in jail with.
See, this
Why?
my thing, bro. This my thing. This how I see this shit, right? Look, Remy Papoose,
Remy a
when
nigga B.
Papoose, huh?
Remy act like a nigga B for real, for real. Yeah, phone up.
Remy act like, yeah, look, so when Papoose was acting like a fucking fan, bro, when he got with Remy, I feel like he was fanned out, bro.
But
You
he
understand
was
what I'm
up though.
saying?
He was up though. The nigga
Yeah,
was
he
up.
was up. Yeah, he was up, but at the same time though, you know what I'm saying? He still was fanned out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's just call it what it is, bro.
I,
I ain't
I,
gonna say I
I don't
fanned
think it
out
was that.
or
I don't think it was that.
listen,
I think them niggas really had that black love going and shit. Be on phone
bro.
up.
Listen to me though, bro. Listen to my perspective though, right?
But I'm gonna get you. But remember this though. She sought out him though. You understand what I'm saying?
Sh-
She asked K Slay, like yo, I want to meet your artists and shit. You understand what
Okay,
I'm saying?
that's cool. That's cool. That's cool.
So who was
Look, that's
so
cool. That probably did happen. You
yeah,
understand what I'm saying? That
yeah.
probably did happen. But I'm looking at the shit like this, bro. Like I'm looking at the shit like this, bro. Any nigga that's finna meet a female like that, bro, and goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you fucking with her, but you ain't even know her that long before she got locked up. You understand what I'm saying?
True
So
indeed. True indeed.
she get locked up. She get locked up. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this shit. You holding her down and all that. You saying you holding her down. You understand what I'm saying? But she's saying that she still spending money and shit. Like, so she
How
still
about how?
spending her
How? Nigga, she
because because she had residuals and shit for my songs and all that shit.
but
Like
prior to her going in and shit, she was beefing with Fat Joe and shit. You understand what I'm saying? I think it was a money situation. Was the reason why she was beefing with the nigga. Mind you, remember she was fucking with 50 when she got jammed up and shit at the time and shit. She was on her way to fuck with 50 because she
she
was.
had some money still though, bro. She still
I mean,
had some
she might
money.
have some coins and
Cause
shit, but that shit
she,
probably deplenished by the time probably second year in there, maybe.
yeah.
You know what I
So what
mean?
I yeah, but
The
I
niggas,
understand that shit too. But
the,
I'm thinking that this shit went left cause I'm thinking that this shit went left cause the nigga and the nigga was acting like a housewife, B. On phone now, B. That's what I'm saying. And Remy got a personality, just like you said. She probably act like a nigga and shit. You know, she a street girl. Like,
yeah,
you understand what I'm
I
saying?
agree. I agree
So
with the
she got
fact.
that street mentality. She
I
got the street
agree.
mentality, right?
I agree with the fact that they wasn't a good match and shit. But I still also think what I mean. Remy had a lot to do with that shit, though. You understand what I'm saying? I
Oh,
don't
she
think.
probably did. She probably
Yeah,
did.
yeah, B.
But here's the thing though. Here's the thing. She just came home from jail, bro. You understand what I'm saying? She married. She just came home from jail. You know what I'm saying? You got to think like, okay, you know what I'm saying? If a nigga just came home from jail,
He
you know
was
what I'm
she
saying?
was
You know
out
what a
there.
nigga gonna
He
be on.
was
He gonna be
yeah.
hard and shit. Like, you know
He
what
was
I'm saying? It's saying that she a female, she don't supposed to think like that. But like, come on, we human and shit.
But
You
she,
understand what I'm
no, I
saying?
get it. But she was in there. She had a bunch of niggas from what I was hearing and shit. The research I was doing on it, like
She what?
she had a bunch of niggas. Like she was fucking around with a bunch of niggas before she went in and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
Like
bro.
so, I
But
don't
I
know.
think, and then I think, man, I think he was more. I think Papaz, because I could tell their relationship was kind of, you know what I'm saying. I could tell what was going on and shit when they had the little reality show and shit. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
I
And then
can't.
he wanted to have a baby and shit.
And
You
she
understand
made,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. She was like,
Yeah. So right then
yeah,
and now, right then and now, bro, like I knew who the parents in the relationship. You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Because how he was because how she was how she was talking to him.
She was talking to the nigga and shit. Now I get everything that you
Yeah,
saying
you
and
understand
shit.
what I'm saying? So I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? She treating the nigga like,
Like a
you
simp,
feel
yeah,
me?
like a sucker and shit.
Yeah, she treating the nigga like a simp. Like, you
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
But my thing is to you and shit. So what about the him pinning her raps though? You know what
Well,
I mean?
him pinning her raps,
Yeah, cause he said he wrote like 90% of the shit since he
man.
knew her.
So
Now
not
peep
not
game. Now look. Now you were saying that everything about the money situation. Now if he contributed to her pen and never took a dime from her and shit. You understand what I'm saying? In that regard, I mean, business is business. I get it. That's his stupidity, but that was his wife and shit. If a nigga, you know what I mean? If a nigga looking at it like that and shit, don't you think he deserves some type of position and shit? You feel me?
man,
Or some type of
man.
respect.
Look, man. Listen, bro. He probably, of course, that's Papoose and shit. When she write rhymes, he probably assisting her. You understand what I'm
No, he
saying?
said he wrote, nigga. He wrote one of the biggest records he wrote was Conceited, nigga. He wrote the whole joint, B.
then she do that before she got locked up.
She did Conceited before she got locked up. Yeah, he wrote that.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he wrote conceited,
He wrote Conceited. He said he wrote a few other ones and shit. And I'm pretty sure
but
he wrote.
they weren't even married when he wrote that shit.
They was together though.
They was together.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he wrote
Okay,
the what's the
okay.
name?
So
Because I
I
remember back
mean,
in the day. I remember back in the day when she was beefing with Fat Joe and shit, and then him and Pat Poose got into it. They got to a little fisticuff in some sort of hotel or some shit back in the day, or whatever the
uh,
case may be. But yeah, fucking he said he wrote that shit, B. Yeah, he wrote a lot of other joints for her and shit. You know what I mean? So for
I
other,
mean, that shit need to hear no that. If you writing, you saying you writing raps for a
yeah, but
motherfucker and shit. I
if she
mean,
throwing if she throwing if she
I'm
throwing
pretty
it,
sure. I'm pretty
but look,
sure.
if she throwing the money shit in the nigga face, like yeah, that
Okay,
nigga
cool. But
broke, calling
I'm
the nigga
pretty
all
sure
types of
that
shit.
I'm
You know
pretty
what I mean?
sure that he benefited off of some of this shit, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
He
I'm
benefited.
pretty sure he benefited.
I'm pretty sure they both benefited. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
but my thing is, I think that, bro. I think he was real, like real sentimental and real fucking like too mushy for her and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like too
I think
in his feelings and shit, man.
I think in a weird twisted way, I think they still want to be together, b. Oh,
And I do too.
in a like a weird twisted way, b. I think
I
they
do too. I
still
do
want to be
too. But
together, b.
I do too. But I think that they doing too much and shit, bro. I think they should have just kept that shit like out of the public eye. You understand what I'm
Yeah,
saying? But the thing is this though, bro. The
it's,
how Papoose was talking, B, he was saying the shit that Remy was doing, bro. Like
yeah,
he was saying that the nigga she got fucking cribs right down the street from her from
yeah.
they crib and
She
shit.
moving like a nigga, b.
Exactly. Exactly.
She told the nigga like, yo. Like you knocked this nigga out and shit. Now I can't. Now I gotta be cool with the nigga. So you know what I mean. He don't press no charges and shit. Basically,
Yeah,
like
yeah, but nah,
that's
but just
crazy,
think, bro.
b.
But just think like this. I understand, I understand the nigga saying like, yeah, I wanna raise my daughter and shit in a two-parent household. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
And that's why, you know what I'm saying, I choose to take the shit on the chin and shit. But it's just so much a real nigga can take, bro. When you realize that your wife, goddamn it, got a side. She living a whole life on the side. You gotta, she on that motherfucker usher shit. I got a crib in the crib. I got a crib in the car on the side. I've been telling so many lies.
well, that's
You
a
understand
fact.
what I'm saying? She got a
Yeah.
car and a crib on the side. She been telling so many lies. Like you saying, oh yeah, you 40 minutes away from our crib. You when you be laying up with this nigga, and then you know what I'm saying? Like she in a bed and shit, and you pick up her phone and shit, and this nigga on the line, she don't fall asleep. Like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Like, how many niggas you nigga ain't
yeah,
finna really, you
yeah.
know what I'm
Niggas ain't
saying?
jacking that and shit.
That's true. Yeah. So
Yeah,
now, so you know what I'm saying, and then you saying this, oh, this and that. Okay, I understand that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that much. It ain't that much willpower. You know what I'm saying? In the world and shit. Then you
maybe
then
he wanted to
she said,
keep his
I'm
vibes,
playing
b.
devil's advocate, bro. I'm
Nah,
playing devil's advocate, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
So she
yeah,
said you putting surveillance in the house and shit. You understand what I'm saying? That gives me like that gives me like, you know what I'm saying, like housewife vibes and shit. Like, oh,
I get what you
let me
saying. It's
goddamn it,
I
let me
get what
put
you
a
saying.
tracker on him, or let me put a surveillance in here, and I know you fucking with dude, and he down the street. You understand what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that gives that gives real dependency too. Like
yeah,
you
like he
understand what
don't
I'm
want to
saying?
leave,
And
like he
then
don't want to leave and shit, cause he
yeah,
gonna be
like
missing something and shit. Yeah,
exactly. And then like everywhere I
but
go, you gotta be there
look,
and shit.
let me flip it on you like this though. What if he didn't want to leave because he don't never really say anything, so it will probably look a certain way and it'll probably fuck up what he got going on. You understand
Cause
what I'm
he don't
saying?
never
Cause,
what you mean?
Cause the
Like
nigga hardly ever talk. This is like the first we got out of the
he
nigga in a
hardly
while.
ever talk because the nigga ain't got nothing to say, nigga. You don't got no fucking
I mean, yeah,
business.
that nigga had a
You
lot to
was a
say,
tag
B.
along. You was a
That,
tag along, bro.
I don't
You
think he.
understand what I'm saying?
I don't believe that.
Let me cook, bro. Let me cook. Let me cook, bro. Let
If
me cook,
if
B.
he writing the rhymes and shit, B, he ain't no
Let
tag
me
along
cook,
gang.
bro. Let me cook, bro. Let me cook,
Go
bro.
ahead, cook,
Let me
nigga.
cook, bro. So 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 you stand in my crib and shit, right? Okay, yeah, you might be paying a fucking light bill and you might be paying the gas bill because you saying the fucking utilities is in your name. But nigga,
Yeah,
I'm paying the mortgage on this mansion. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm paying the mortgage on this mansion and I'm working. You ain't got nothing popping right now. You understand what I'm saying? You want to be on the side of me everywhere I fucking go. You understand what? Because you feel that you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna talk to a producer. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. You understand what I'm saying? And it's
My
getting
man, my
it,
man,
it's
my man Pap said she was taking money out the crib and giving it to the lane, V.
listen. I understand what you said, but it's giving this my money, nigga. I could do what I want with this money, and you ain't doing shit but laying in
but
the house, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit. You
but
understand what I'm saying? So
is it
as a,
though?
look, bro, look. I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. At a certain point in time, if a nigga just sitting around, a nigga ain't busting no moves, and you got the female making all the moves, bro. Sooner or later, she
But
gonna
you
lose
honestly
respect for
think
the nigga.
you honestly no, that's
She
a
gonna
fact.
lose respect for a nigga,
That's a
man.
fact. But you honestly think he wasn't busting no move? The nigga like an
Man, he
executive.
probably was, but come on,
Nigga
bro. He
executive at
probably was bust.
TuneCore. Nigga
Man,
got
she said the nigga, she said that he said that job here fell through. That shit one. You understand what I'm saying? The shit ain't really bringing in what the fuck. You know what I'm saying? They lifestyle require and shit. Of course, he probably. Now I'm playing devil's advocate, man. You understand what I'm
but
saying?
but
I'm
but
playing devil's advocate. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying that Remy was right and shit and all that. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, motherfuckers gonna go and say, motherfuckers gonna go and say, oh yeah, she fumbled the best. She probably ain't even want the nigga, bro. Honestly, she probably didn't want the nigga, but don't want to see the nigga with nobody else.
so
You
you think
understand what I'm saying?
so
Because
you think after she got out all that shit changed or she
man,
or do you
I
think she
think
stuck
once
with
she
the
got
nigga?
out, I
Do you
think
think she
once she
did
got
hold on, hold
out,
on wait, do you think she stuck with the nigga because she just wanted to make it look good or how it would look if she got out and just left the nigga and he was by her side all that time and shit? Do you think they was trying to save face and shit? It was basically what I'm trying to say and shit.
so what I think is this. Once she got out, you know what I'm saying, and she started doing her 1-2 and thing and shit, and then she saying like, okay, you know what I'm saying, damn, I could damn near have my way around this bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Then she got carried away with the shit. You understand what I'm saying? And that's where she started to fuck with the lame and shit because maybe, you know what I'm saying, she was feeling herself. You understand what I'm saying? And she felt like she could do whatever the fuck she wanted to do. You feel me? Because the nigga was gonna stay because guess what? I feed this nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
she as she probably she probably started to lose respect for the nigga and shit because I would think that damn, you know what I'm saying? She'll lose respect for the nigga because he ain't busting no moves and go with a nigga who you understand what I'm
But
saying?
that
To
nigga
go
ain't
with a nigga
busting no
who
moves
getting more
neither.
money.
That nigga ain't busting no
That's what
moves
I
neither.
that's what I'm saying. So she'll go with a nigga who like getting more money and shit, and then you could be
Who?
like, oh, okay.
I'm saying
That's
who? The nigga who she with
no, that's what I'm
ain't. Yeah, like
That's
the
what I'm
fuck.
saying, bro. Look, this what I'm saying. This what I'm saying. So this what I'm saying. You would think that, you know what I'm saying. If it was all about money, you understand what I'm saying. If it was all about money,
You
that
think she would
she'll go
bust?
with a nigga
You think she'd go with a
who
nigga who was getting more money than him and shit? I get what you
yeah,
know.
but
I get what you're saying and shit.
maybe
But
maybe I think probably the money part played a role, and then you know what else played a role? The character, man. You understand what I'm
that's
saying? The
probably what
character,
I
because
think.
he
That's what
was
it
real
was.
sweet and sentimental.
And
You understand? And she
she
probably
wanted
just wanted something rugged.
she wanted a nigga to do her filthy, like like like
Yeah, and
like
and then
like
yeah,
all that shit that he was saying about the nigga blackmailing her and doing all that shit. She liked that
and
kind of shit. That's the same
it,
type of
it, it
shit that
probably, you know what? That shit probably happened one time. She
yeah
probably slipped up and fucked the nigga. You understand what I'm saying? She
yeah.
probably the nigga. It probably was some shit that you know what I'm saying. They was working
I
together and shit.
I don't think she slipped up and fucked the nigga.
I
B. I
mean, not.
think
I mean, you know, slipped up. I ain't. She ain't slipped and fall on a nigga dick and shit.
yeah.
But like, she, you know what I'm saying? They was. She wasn't. She ain't go to fuck the nigga. They was probably
He
kicking it
told
and kicking it,
the nigga
and
Pap
then you know
said
she.
the nigga Pap
Yeah, and
said on the
then
live that he caught her in bed with one of the jail homegirls that she was in jail with. He giving her
okay. I mean,
box
she.
8 out. Listen,
Okay, Remy. Remy, one probably.
hear me. getting her box ate out while the daughter was on the bed and shit. So he said ever since
Well,
that, he said, listen, hear me. He said ever since that day, like it seemed like she had some type of resentment towards him ever since that day. You understand what I'm saying? He caught that shit going down or whatever the case may be. Now I don't know how true that is. You understand what I'm saying? But
okay, now I can see, I
I
can
can see
see,
that
I
shit
can see
happening.
that. I can see that. I can see that because I can see that because she, you know what I'm saying? She probably was sneaking, trying to do some shit because she probably was getting her pussy ate while she was in jail. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
And she probably was getting her pussy ate by the female and shit who came over with all that. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
But when Pap seen her and shit, you know what I'm saying? When Pap seen her getting
Shit
her pussy
happened.
ate,
Yeah, yeah,
and she probably was upset with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And she probably was like, man, you fucking nosy ass motherfucker, man. You snuck in here on us because you understand what I'm saying? Like you a fucking spy.
she. That's
You
probably
understand what I'm saying?
that's probably
You
what she
putting up
was on.
cameras. Like I
Yeah,
can't do shit. I can't do shit without you in my fucking business. You understand what I'm saying? She probably was
yeah,
mad that she got exposed. That you know what I'm saying? She probably
yeah.
was mad that she got exposed.
He said everything
And
switched up from that point on and shit.
yeah, but no, but it probably never just switched up from that point on.
He
It
probably
probably
just
got
not.
more blatant.
Yeah,
It got probably got more
he
blatant.
probably didn't see
You,
anything else and shit.
yeah, bro, because you gotta think, bro. If a motherfucker is steady putting surveillance is on you and shit. You know what I'm saying? And steady like you understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
then
yeah. Nah,
so
she don't.
they got hidden cameras on you. They got GPS trackers. They got motherfuckers watching you wherever you go. They got this and they got that. They sneaking in on you. They
I feel
following
like
you.
I feel
You
like
understand what I'm saying?
I feel like that was the wrong bitch to do that to. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it won't work. It won't work with other females. Other females might like that kind of shit. Might like a nigga being on them like that and shit. But
Trust
her,
me, bro.
but her
They
and
say
shit.
they do.
But her,
They don't.
well, I mean, like I
They
said,
don't.
I've been told, nigga, you know what I mean? I don't be on too much and shit. I don't be on that shit too much and shit. I need to be a little bit more on it like that. You know what I mean? I've been told that by females before and shit. So certain females do kind of like that shit, but I'm
Yeah,
just
I
not
mean,
that
they
kind of
like it.
nigga.
They like it to a certain extent. You
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? They like it to a certain extent, and they might like it that they not doing nothing wrong. You
yeah,
understand what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's a fact,
You feel me?
nigga.
But the
That's a
moment they
fact.
start doing some shit wrong and you start
That's
catching
a
them,
fact,
now they
nigga.
upset.
That's what I
You
was
understand
getting
what I'm
to,
saying?
me. That's
Now
exactly
they
what I was
upset
getting to,
about it.
me.
You
On
feel
phone
me?
that.
Now they
Yeah.
upset about it, and then like ain't no don't nobody like that shit, man.
I don't
They
like that
want you to
shit.
they
I don't
just
like that
want you
shit.
they want you to show them that oh yeah like you care about them and shit and you concerned and shit and show a little you know what I'm saying. But
Compassion, yeah.
when you start doing shit like how they be doing and shit like you know what I'm saying like constant where you finna go and shit or why you saving your pussy to go outside or why you
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying
yeah,
or
they don't
going through
like
your
that
phone and
shit.
shit like
Yeah, they don't
and
like that
and you
shit.
know what I'm saying? They gonna be like, man, this nigga tweaking. Like, I don't know why
Listen,
he do
man,
that. Talk to
if
their
a bitch,
friends.
if a bitch gonna cheat, she gonna cheat regardless, nigga.
Yeah,
That shit don't you
yeah,
want.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
Bitch
So,
gonna cheat,
but
she
I
gonna
think
cheat
that
regardless, jeez.
yeah, but on that topic, bro. So, do you think that him and Clarissa is a good match? Because
I
Remy
think
said that's
I
his
think
next is come up.
I think it's a better match. Do I think it's gonna last? Time will tell. Me, if I had to bang on it, no. Not cause they not a good match. It's just cause I think Remy still gonna be playing a part, you know, cause they still got that kid together. You understand what I'm saying? So Remy is gonna always be like a what's the name, like a some type of back and forth between them and shit,
Like,
even after the divorce and shit. You know what I mean? And I feel like what's the name gonna get tired of it, like the girl. You know,
Clarissa.
yeah, I think she
And
gonna
I
get
mean,
tired of it.
but she in this shit 10 toes though.
Yeah, nah, that's
She
a
in this shit
fact.
10 toes. You know what
She
I'm saying?
definitely gonna get a baby out the situation
Yeah,
and all
they
that.
definitely like.
That's gonna
I
be that's
think
that.
they're a good match. I think they're a good match. You understand what I'm saying? I think they're a good match and shit because even though Clarissa box, she
Yeah.
still got a feminine personality. You understand what I'm saying? And on top of that, you feel me? Like the way Papoose is, the way Papoose is, so he I feel like he more in touch with his, you know what I'm saying?
But with
I
boxes,
don't go
right?
say,
And
huh?
with boxes though, like ain't you ain't supposed to really fornicate with like 6 weeks or 8 weeks before the
Yeah, but
fight or some
that's
shit,
neither
right?
here nor there. He ain't. I mean, if that's the case,
Cause
then
I
that's
seen
the
a
case.
I seen a what's the name, and it was just like it looked like he gave her a hug and shit, but it looked like he didn't even want to kiss her and shit. You understand what I'm saying?
I mean, bro. I mean,
So I
that
don't
that
know. That's what I'm kind of like. I don't know if it's because of that or if it was because it was just they just didn't do it. You understand what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
was just
bro.
kind of
But
confused.
I fuck with Papoose. I fuck with Papoose.
I believe
You know what I'm
everything that
saying?
nigga said, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like
And I fuck. I don't.
I believe,
I
I
believe
believe.
I believe what he say to a certain extent, bro. I'm not
I
finna take
know,
everything.
I
I'm
know
not
he
finna
played a
take
part in it.
everything.
I know he played a part in it as far as like
I'm not
the.
finna take everything
But I see where you
off
coming
face
from.
value what he's saying.
I see where you
You
coming
feel me?
from though
But
with the
I
situation
don't
and shit.
respect what Remy did because I know she probably was the cause of it. You understand
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is, though, some people's actions, like the nigga, the nigga not really probably busting no moves. Be that probably kind of turned her off, man. You understand what I'm saying?
It's hard to say that
Because
though.
listen, bro,
It's hard to say
I'm gonna
that,
tell you
B.
like this, bro. I'm gonna tell you like this, gang. If if the black love was really there, gang, ain't nowhere in the world she'd have been over there fucking with the lane. That's a fact. You understand what I'm saying?
But the nigga said he had a gambling problem and he admitted
That don't mean shit, man.
and
That gambling problem don't mean nothing, bro.
he
You
said when
understand
he
what
was
I'm
running back
saying?
and forth up there, he exhausted his funds and shit. You know what I mean? She was showing
I'm a,
like
I'm a,
she was
I'm gonna tell you, bro.
B. She was showing the receipts of like pawn jewelry and shit like that, B. And there's no telling how long those was like how old those shits was and
But
shit.
she said he just did that shit though. She said
Maybe
when he
so.
came to some shit,
Maybe
he probably
so.
had a gambling problem. But look, bro,
Did he put
a
the money
gambling
back?
look, he probably didn't though. He probably didn't. So that probably was a little. Oh, you got a gambling problem and you ain't bringing no money in, bro. I think that was a big part, bro. Him not really,
You think
him
that's what
not.
it was and shit?
Yes, bro. I think that was it. I think it was that.
Or do you think she was trying to make excuses for her to just do what she wanted to do
He
anyway?
was trying to make excuses.
Do you think she was just trying to make excuses for her just
Well, I'm
trying
gonna
to
tell you what
do
it is, bro.
what she wanted
I'm
to
gonna tell
do?
you I'm gonna tell you why I think she lost interest. Cause the nigga wasn't bringing that bag in. Then he was too clingy. You understand what I'm saying? He was too clingy, and he probably was too much in his feelings. You understand what I'm saying? And that probably kind of turned her off a bit because you
Oh,
gotta
she a hood
understand
bitch, yeah.
you can't be like that with all females and shit. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Especially with her.
A lot of times, man, when you put your fucking heart on your sleeve, man, and open up to a female that don't deserve that shit, bro, they gon' look at that shit as a weakness, man.
That's a
You
fact.
understand what I'm saying? They
Holistic
gonna look
fact.
at that shit as a weakness, bro. As soon as they see that shit, are like, man, this nigga vulnerable and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You vulnerable. You ain't bringing no bread in like that. And goddamn it, you better be fucking all right. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll be the last straw. You understand what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you ain't digging this shit out
That's
like
a
how you
fact.
supposed to. And you goddamn it want to be on my motherfucking heels all day. Like, nah, nigga. You know what I'm saying? With this black love shit. You feel me? Like,
Hey, man.
you on my bumper with this black love shit and you ain't digging this motherfucker
You ain't
out,
digging this
bro. You steady
motherfucker out.
yeah, like,
Hey,
no, bro, and you ain't bringing no bag in like that. Come on, bro. Like, no. And now
hey,
it's like,
B.
you feel me?
Man,
Now
listen,
she
man.
probably, yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? It probably was a mixture of all three. Now you got the motherfucking lame over here because it couldn't have been,
The money, because the
one thing
lame
it
ain't
probably
got no
wasn't,
money. The lame ain't got it, but
Yeah, the nigga ain't got no money.
he ain't got he ain't
But
really
Remy
got no
Ma,
motion
bro.
like that neither. She still
But
got all the
Remy, yeah,
motion.
but Remy Ma, she a clown anyway though, because she a clown for even, you know what I'm saying? She a clown for even, you know what I'm saying, stepping out like that on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, or
You feel me?
yeah,
Because I mean,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm
But
saying? She a
she
clown
should
for
have
really stepping out like that.
she should have just broke off the marriage and then did what she had to do. At least get a nigga that respect.
Yeah,
You understand
yeah,
what I'm
she could have
saying?
did that.
You know
She
what I
could have
mean?
did that, you know.
And you
And
know what I
she
mean?
and then you mad that you got caught with the nigga and shit, like, cause
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? You and then you
nah, that's
mad
a
because you
fact.
got caught with the nigga like this nothing ass nigga. You feel me? And then you defending, you know what I'm saying? And then you defending the nigga talking about some. I ain't never seen a nigga with a credit score that high. Man, get your goof ass up out of. You know what I'm saying? Talk about that's the only good thing you can say about the nigga. It's just crazy. I ain't never seen a
Hey,
nigga with a credit score that high, man. Got
hey,
you
man.
mad. You upset. You
Hey,
upset.
man.
What the nigga Eminem say? He say I gotta go, bitch. You know I got stuff to do.
I got
Cause
stuff
if
to
I get
do.
caught cheating, then I'm stuck with you.
That's a
You know what I'm
fact.
saying? Like, you got caught cheating and
Hey,
you stuck
man.
with this nigga and you mad, but you don't even want that nigga. So now you gonna be. I feel like she got a point to prove now. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But I
but as
also feel
far as
like,
the like, do you feel like as far as like her career is concerned, do you feel like this kind of hurt her career a little bit or not?
man, yeah, I feel like it's hurting her career and shit because I feel like it's hurting her career because everybody, you know what I'm saying, everybody going off what's going on, like what Pap say and all that shit. You feel me? It's making her look real bad, and then you fucking with the lame and shit. Like,
Fucking
you
with the
understand what I'm
lane,
saying?
B.
Well, I'm
Hey,
gonna tell you
B.
one thing. I'm gonna tell you one thing. The lane probably dug her motherfucking back out, bro. He had to.
Hey,
The
B.
lane
Probably
dug
is.
her motherfucking. Hey, the lane got in
Probably
them
dead,
guts, B.
B.
That's why the nigga. That's why
She
she
should
got
be
the
ashamed
crib
of. She should
40
be ashamed.
minutes.
She should be ashamed of herself, though. B on
Yeah,
phone.
that's a fact, B. That's a fact, bro. Well, I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like, y'all did, y'all, y'all was married the whole time they was locked up. You understand what I'm saying? So technically,
Technically, yeah,
technically, the mar- that marriage wasn't even on shit. Like,
yeah,
you
that's a
y'all ain't
fact.
go through no tribulation. Y'all just went through, you
And
know what I'm saying,
she got
behind the
out. I
wall
think
tribulation. Y'all ain't.
she got out at what 2014, I think.
She got out in 2014.
Yeah, so like that was like 10 years ago now. So
Okay, so okay,
it
so
might
they
have been
they
the
they
same. It might have been the same time, around the same time.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, but
yeah,
still though, that was like that shit was just starting.
yeah.
You
That's a
understand what I'm
fact. When
saying? As
she
far
got
as
out,
like when,
yeah, when she got out, yeah.
yeah,
So
that was
that's what.
just like that shit
So yeah,
was just
that probably
starting.
goes to show probably it wouldn't have never even worked out in the first place and shit. It probably wouldn't even got to
Yeah.
a point where she had a baby by the
And
none
then
of that shit.
What Pat was doing when when uh when he came out. So okay, so he said
He
that
was like playing like the manager role and shit to her and shit. You feel me? Basically, you know
he
what I mean.
was,
He was setting up bags for her and shit and all that.
I think Pap a good dude, bro. I think he a good dude, bro. And I think he got good intentions and shit.
But he
You
just that
understand
shit
what
just
I'm
ain't gonna
saying?
work with every bitch and shit. That shit ain't gonna work with
Yeah, I
every
think
bitch.
he got good
So
intentions. I think he a good dude and
I
shit.
think what it was, Remy just want a nigga to just do her filthy and shit. That's what she know and shit. And she, you know what I mean. She probably want a little bit of. She probably want a nigga that is getting to the bag and shit. You know what I mean. Definitely getting to the bag and shit. But I just feel like
But yeah,
I just don't
but
feel like she want a nigga like Pap. Nigga like she don't want no nigga like Pap and shit. And
no.
I'm not talking about like the I guess whatever they went through. I'm talking about like the good qualities and the nigga and shit. She just don't
Yeah, cause
expect that
every
kind of shit.
female want that
Yeah.
shit till they get it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
exactly.
then like, you don't know what the fuck you want now. You
Hey,
understand what I'm saying? Oh, I want a man to treat me good. Like, come on, you know what I'm saying? You
That's
can't
what's
say the
up.
nigga. You can't say the nigga Pap. I don't think the nigga Pap wasn't treating you good. You understand what I'm saying? If anything, I think he was giving you all the fucking attention. You know what I'm saying? Too much attention, probably. You feel me? And you
Yeah,
just
that's a fact.
when you ain't feeling the motherfucker, bro, like whatever they do, probably ain't going. You know what I'm saying? Ain't going to appeal to you, bro. Like
Hey man, Black Cloud, Blackmail, Black Love, man.